can dig it up. I'll talk to Brett and see if he can send it to me. All right, we're continuing on in our coin show. So 2020 West Point Mint SatinFinish Silver Eagle dollar coin. This one is brand new, $129.95, 3 flex pay. $43.32 to get home. We ship with the first flex payment. And this one has a beautiful government packaging included.
Helen.
Yes.
This is the last coin we sold not certified.
Really?
This is that coin, yes. And here's why you didn't put the two together. Because we never do this. In other words, I don't usually sell just the regular, government packaging, original government packaging of a current year of issue coin. Because normally you could, get it from the government or something like that, right?
Right.
It's sold out. I've never sold this coin in its year of issue in the original government package. Never, ever, ever, ever. But I felt obligated to give everybody an opportunity to own this coin in the original government packaging since you can't get it, since it's sold out now. So that's what this is about. I held back 500 coins. I held back 500 coins.
Oh, from grading and everything. So this is the coin we just sold, only right in the original government packaging.
Original government packaging.
Oh.
So you don't want it graded. You just want the original, just this like it was before it goes to grading. This is just out of an original government, master box. We had several thousand coins. I mean, we bought about, 15% of the production once again by accident. And so we reserved 500 coins to sell just as we got them from the government is ultimately what it comes down to. If you look at the next to that, that's what it looks like certified once it's all done. But if you don't care about the certification, although I think you all should, probably the best thing to do is get one of each one of those. You get the certified coin and then get one in the original government packaging. There's some people that just want that and don't know where to get it, don't know how to get it because it's sold out in an hour. They've never done that before. I've never had to sell the burnished American Silver Eagle in its year of issue. I've never had to do that before because the government's never sold out like this before. So it's, everything is unique in 2020. 2020 has its own special thing for everything, it seems like, and coins are no exception.
So, Mike, did they make less of the whole issue? I know the first day of issue was less, but they made less.
No. I'm talking about the entire coin.
The entire coin they made less of.
Yeah, well, the first day of issue had nothing to do with it. That was I'm talking about the entire coin. So as you see this right here,
oh yeah,
as you see this right here, this is sold out from the mint. This coin, as it sits, is the rarest American Silver Eagle, regular issue American Silver Eagle. It's rarer than any mint state coin, any proof coin, any burnished coin from 1986 until 2020 of the regular issue coins. So it's done. I mean, our first day of issue was a relatively regular edition.